In this video, I'm going to show you how to modify this snap-in drain cap to fit into the pipe. What we basically, our goal here is to make this, turn this into something like this, where it fits inside of this fitting, and it slides back and forth like a piston. Its job is to maintain spring pressure on the zeolite to keep it from shifting. So the first step is to cut off this lip, and I'm going to be using tin snips to cut the lip off. It's very easy to do. These tin snips come in right-hand and left-hand versions, as you can see. So I'm using this one. If you're left-handed, you might want to use the other one. So first we trim it off. And this doesn't have to be super clean because I'm going to be sanding it afterwards. All right, now it's trimmed off. I have this sander clamped down to the table so it doesn't shift. I'll turn it on. Okay. At this point, this is actually too big, so I'll be trimming it down to 1 inch. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 1 inch with my caliper. Switch to inches. Okay, here's 1 inch. Tighten this down, and I'm going to score all the way around from this end. 1 inch from the screen deep. So I'm going to score it all the way around. Okay, and the easiest way to do this really is to, again, because this is PVC, it's somewhat flexible. You can actually use your tin snips. It's a little challenging. You have to do it kind of in stages here. I'll use the other one. It's actually easier. Here we go. And don't go directly into the line, just kind of build up to it. Little by little. Okay. And just kind of continue. And you have to fight it a little bit because it is, again, it is very stiff. So it helps if you bend it up. When you drop tools, you have to make sure you miss your foot. Unless you're wearing steel-toe shoes, which is probably recommended in the shop. Once you cut all the way around, I'm going to be sanding it to get it nice and smooth. So as you see, I'm cutting kind of on the right side of the line a little bit. Can you grab that hand? Thanks. So it's a little bit, it's fighting with me a little bit. So. We're almost there. I'm going to trim this off just to make it easier. Okay, once it's done, I'm going to smooth it up a little bit with the sander. Okay. Now that it's the right height, it's 1 inch. Okay. I'm gonna make it so it fits inside of this piece. Right now it's too big. So basically I have to keep sanding on the edge and try to keep it even, and you can tell if it's even by looking at this. That'll show you kind of a reference of how thick it is. I'm going to pause the video for now and sand and come back to you guys. Okay, so now I've sanded it down. I also eased the edge a little bit, as you can see. It's, you know, I went through on the, and sanded it on the corner, because if it's a really sharp edge, it's going to give you a problem. So now this is the filter media that I'm using. This is cut to 3.5 inches. So this is 3 inches basically. We're actually under 3 inches. So this one is 3 inches minus 1/8 or so. Now you place this on top of it and see if it fits inside of this fitting. This is the male fitting, the male threaded fitting. So it has to fit inside, not too tight, not too loose. It has to be enough so that the fibers, and this is perfect. The fiber is going to seal the edges to make sure it doesn't leak out through it, but yet this is still going to be able to shift and move under the pressure of the spring. That'll keep you a nice good seal for the zeolite. So this piece is done, and so the full assembly now is this piece is glued onto the top with super glue on the edges. Okay, this covers it, and then this whole piece slides into this fitting, and that gives you the mesh to prevent the zeolite from coming in, the screen media to seal the edges, and we're good to go. This is perfect. It slides, it actually moves under some pressure. If it's too loose, you're going to leak zeolite on the edges. If it's too stiff, then the spring is not going to be able to push it in properly. So we're done here.